everyone. It's Denise Hansard. I'm your life architect and intuitive geek, and I have a special guest with me today. So, Janet, take it away.
I thank you so much for the invitation, Denise. This is going to be fun. I am Janet Doerr, a medical intuitive, energy healer, and ascension guide. And we got chatting just a couple weeks ago about lightening up and thought this would be great fun to share some insights and perspectives. So first, I'll start with what does it mean to lighten up? And many people will think, okay, well, I feel better. I feel lighter, brighter, happier. I got a smile on my face. And all of that is true. And when we think about energy, lightening up means holding more light, emanating more light, and staying at the higher frequencies of those emotions, happiness, gratitude, joy, etc. So what does it mean if we're not feeling light? What are we feeling? We might be feeling sadness or grief, or some resentment we're holding on to, or ragging on ourselves, trash talking ourselves, not being loving to ourselves, judging ourselves, or judging another. Any of those things are going to move us to a lower frequency, and we're not going to feel light. We're going to feel heavy. Yeah. How about you, Denise? What is?
Yeah, definitely. I do a lot of talking, and I talk about the fact that everything is energy. It's our behaviors, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. Everything is energy. And that's what we want to view it as. And we get the opportunity to shift our energy. And I love what you said about, what is lightening up? It is about bringing in the energy of, I feel it's like the energy of love and compassion for yourself, for others, because that definitely brightens up a room. I love to equate it to this. It's kind of like, how can you feel love for yourself? Because I think that's a big one. That's a big one that we want to address. And a lot of people that I speak with, my clients, et cetera, and everything like that go, Denise, that is so hard. It's just too hard to do. And I'm like, I know, but I want you to do that. And so the way that I get them started on it is to think about a baby, whether it's yours, niece, nephew, someone else's, and you look at that baby and then you hear them laugh and your heart just begins to bubble up. And that is love. You just cannot not love hearing a baby's laughter. Even if you have to put it on tape or go to YouTube or something like that and find just baby's laughter, you can do that. And that brings our energy up. And that's why I see it as lightening your mood. Because as you said, Jen, there's many different ways it can show up. And I love the critter voice inside of our heads. And that's usually the way that we view it, is to hear that inner dialogue that we have that tells us that we're just not good enough. And so I guess for us, on the first tip is to hear a baby's laughter inside of you so that you can begin to laugh yourself, smile, feel the love, feel the energy coming out. And especially, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. And to entrain ourselves, put something into our awareness that expands our heart, as you shared, brings us joy to observe. And it may be babies for a lot of people, little kittens playing or puppies playing does it for a lot of people too. So I'll segue to what happens when we find ourselves feeling very dense, very heavy. Sadness is heavy in our experience. So I'll share a time. I was in corporate for 20 years. My soul got my attention, woke me up, asked me to remember what I was here for, and that started me meditating and so forth. And as I was on my early ascension journey, a lot of this heaviness that I had stored in my body needed to arise. So I was in the experience of deep sadness. Some people will call it depression. But I'll call it just that you're in an experience where you're processing a lot of deep sadness and grief from other timelines, heaviness, also toxicity in the body will really bring us down. So I'd notice in the morning, oh, I feel so heavy. Oh. And so then my way was I went and found Pharrell Williams' YouTube official video, Happy. And I would put it on loop. I'd put it on my cell phone, I'd put it on loop, and I'd go in the kitchen and go, well, I'll just do dishes, have my hands in the water while I'm listening to this. And at first it would be like, he's happy, I'm not. And then I would listen again and I'd feel a little lighter, and I'd listen again. Usually by the 5th time I was moving and grooving and smiling, and I had been able to entrain my energy, bring my energy up to match the energy in the video of YouTube and all the other people who were just moving their bodies and having a great time. So when you wish to feel happy, I will share that tip. YouTube, Pharrell Williams, official Happy, and just listen to it and say, what would it feel like in my body to match that joy and fun and energy?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And we kind of just dove down into it, but it is one of those of where we have choices. We get to choose, even though sometimes it feels as if we don't have a choice in things. That's when we have our greatest opportunity to grow, is when we're in that stuckness, I guess you could say. I equate it to kind of like being on a trip, and all of a sudden you see an exit, and the exit says land of sadness, land of depression, And I'm going to admit, I've pulled off and I have pitched a tent and stayed for weeks, months, and years. It's almost like I built a house. I've been there. And it was at that point where I just kind of realized that I was exhausted of being sad and unhappy. And it was like it just clicked within me that I got to make a choice with that. And that's what everybody gets to. So it's kind of like you get to choose if you want to take the exit and be there, feel your feelings, be in it, just recognize. The question becomes, how long are you choosing to stay in that land of sadness, that land of feeling down? Or you may get to that point where we've put on happy, we've seen cat videos, dog videos, we have heard babies laughing and everything and lifting our own selves up. And we just wave as we pass by that land of sadness exit. The key is the choice, recognizing where you are in that moment, and you always get to choose.
It also happens, if people are noticing, we chose to wear the same color or near, the violet in the violet purple spectrum. So as an energy worker, another tool people should know is if you find yourself having somehow taken the exit and you're sitting in that land of sadness that Denise just described, and you would like to transmute it, you listen to the baby laughing and you just can't seem to match that joy, then take this color, imagine this color that we're both chose to wear today, which is the violet color, which is a powerful energy and color which will help transmute lower frequencies. So you imagine, so how do you work with it? You just imagine that you're standing in a violet bonfire and it's swirling around and through you, and you just say, blaze the violet flame, blaze the violet flame, blaze the violet flame. And some of you will be going, what is she talking about? Trust me, your higher self knows what this is about. And if you're not sure and you still don't trust and you're not holding faith, then you ask, I'd like the angels, the archangels of the violet flame to come and blaze the violet flame through my field. And what it will do is it'll take those lower frequencies, burn them up, transmute them, send them back to source. And what you will then have room for is more of the higher frequencies, the joy, the gratitude, the happiness, or just compassion that for yourself and compassion for others and compassion for people you know what they're going through, which will open your heart, relax you, and lift your mood.
Yeah. And you know what's really interesting, and we're telling you guys this, Janet and I discussed it before. We had no idea we were both going to be wearing these colors. So our intuitive spirits were talking to each other. I mean, I did have another color in mind, and then I went, no, I think I want this one. So, and that's what it's about, guys, is really paying attention to your body, to your feelings, to really listen in and hone the awareness of the voice inside of you. And that's a key choice. And choosing happiness, choosing whichever way you can get into the happiness or even contentment. And I will say this, when you do feel sad, don't ignore it. We don't want to ignore it. If we try to stuff that sadness down, trust me, just like it's energy, so it's going to either come back up where you get kind of angry and you yell at something, somebody, or you continue the negative thoughts, or you keep stuffing it down and it may create a disease within your body. Yeah, because that's not what we want to do.
That's such a beautiful response, and something that I was actually going to speak on, a related twist to segue on what Denise just said, is to honor yourself, be compassionate for yourself, and recognize you're not getting sad, you're releasing sad. You're not getting depressed, you're releasing depression. So if you've had a good day and your frequency was higher, what will actually happen with the physics is now all of the energy in your body is vibrating at a faster rate. And thus the energy that's at a slower rate, sadness and grief and resentment or shame or blame or anger, any of those lower frequencies will start to vibrate and they will come up. That stuff you've suppressed or ignored or said, oh, I don't want to feel my anger. I'm not an angry person. So no, can't feel that. Push it back down in your body. There will be a time where it will come up. Doing something on technology and it's not working and you feel this like little volcano come roaring up through you. You know, that's energy moving and it's okay. So you blaze the violet flame and just say, oh, this is leaving. This is leaving, not staying. I'm not getting angry. I'm releasing old anger. And maybe the excuse was the technology glitch in the moment, but really it's the energy from other moments of now where you honestly felt angry about something, but then you said to yourself, I can't feel it, pushed it down into your energy field, and it's just going to wait for the day when you lovingly are ready to accept the fact that you felt some anger. And now you need to just feel it, release it, blaze the violet flame, and then you'll notice how quickly you can rebound and feel much better.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. I have a couple of videos on YouTube that I have talked about the process of heal, HEAL. And I broke it down like this. It's like honor your emotions and activate love. And that's all of what we're talking about here. And I love how you say about activating the violet flame, because within us, we get to visualize and create and see how that energy impacts us at a deeper level with everything. Because it is about, like I've said before, the choice that you make and giving those specific tools on how to make different choices within your life. And so that's always a good one, is to see it in a different way. Or if you can't visualize the violet flame, then see it as, again, something that makes you feel good and that you get to breathe out any negative energy. If you do any kind of yoga, qigong, anything like that, meditation, trying to get to sleep at night. You may think I cannot meditate, and yet you do deep breathing to try and fall asleep. That's the type of thing that can help you activate energy within your body to choose contentment, happiness, everything like that, to lighten up your mood.
Yeah, so beautiful. And I'll add one more tip. Being a medical intuitive, we do have a physical body. And if our physical body, it has a lot of herbicides and pesticides and the chemicals from having cooked our food in aluminum, which would be a metal, or cooked our food in plastics. And now we've got all this junk in our body. It is all lower frequency, and it will have us feel heavy. So to embark upon some kind of a detox routine to help your body release a little bit more quickly some of the garbage in our body, eating organic, everything else we put in our body, if it comes in fresh and pure and organic, then gradually the body will release that which is not that. And also to adopt as much as one can a plant-based diet, because that's going to be lighter. You'll remember the days where people go out to lunch and someone would choose a burger and someone would choose a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich, and someone would say, "Oh, I feel like something lighter. I'll have the salad." And they were literally talking about energy and light. And so eating plants are a much lighter food than choosing something of an animal product or cheese or dairy or any of those things. So if you would like to lighten up, then eat lighter and eat cleaner. And that assists the body in releasing the toxicity. We then clean up from the inside out, and we will feel better. And you may find that when you switch to that kind of a diet, then you'll say, well, why am I feeling sad more often? You're not. You are releasing sad more often now that you've adopted a lighter eating pattern than these heavy energies and emotions that were stored start to come up and out. And so you just hold yourself, honor yourself, honor your emotions, as you spoke so beautifully there, and bring in more love for self. Okay, I'm not getting sad, I'm releasing sad. Really important words to remember.
Yes, thank you, Janet. That was absolutely beautiful. And one thing I want to add to that, it's not just a detox of the body, it's a detox of what we feed our brain, our body, in the sense of news information, negative things, people, etc., and things like that. So we want to pay attention to what's on our movie screen. Literally, what are we watching on TV? What are we listening on the radio? What news programs are we reading? And I got to say it, what friends, negative Nellies and Neds, do we have around us that we surround ourselves with all the time? We want to make the choice to step away, detox from all the negativity in whatever way, whether it's what you're putting into your body physically for nourishment, whatever you're putting into your, I say your soul, in a sense of what's you're reading, what you're listening to, things like that. It's like over the past couple of days, I have just gotten into the YouTube videos of pitch perfect movies, because the music in them, it just lightens it up. It makes you feel good, as opposed to looking at maybe a recap of the news for the day. It's like, I don't need to go there. That's it. So, guys, Janet and I wanted to come together today and kind of just give a little insight into some tips and everything, so that in the world of change, which this world has constantly been changing and has for thousands of years and will continue to grow into change, we want to help you to lighten your mood with everything. So Janet, one more thought, and then I'll give a thought, and then we can tie it up.
I would say to everyone, my heart opens to you. I send you my deepest love and compassion. Invite you to feel that, bring it into your heart. Know that you are loved, you are worthy, you are unique, you are a perfect creation, and the world is looking for you to express yourself in joy. So lighten up and enjoy your life.
Oh, thank you, Janet. That is beautiful. And remember, guys, you know me, one choice can change your life. So let's make them good ones. All right, we will see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Please like, share, subscribe. Have a great one.